Christmas shirt. I've taken off the Grinch shirt and put on some Christmas spirit, right? Hey, thanks for joining me for part 3 of our exploration of this Christmas peace entering into a world of chaos. In part 1, we explained the real, the messy, the gritty arrival of Jesus in Luke 2. It wasn't sentimental. It wasn't sanitized. We saw heaven invading earth. And the circumstances didn't actually change, but peace entered. Peace was born, the deliverance of the Prince of Peace. In part 2, we unpacked what the angels meant by peace on earth. We saw that peace isn't just the absence of conflict. Actually, it's shalom. But shalom starts here and now in a process. Peace is already and not yet. Peace starts with peace with God, between man and God, because we were enemies of God. And now in this part 3, I'm going to try to bring this home and get a bit more practical. I want to explore how this peace that Jesus gives shows up in our lives, our relationships, and for this time of the year, how it can show up in the celebration of Christmas. Jesus says in Matthew 5:9, "Blessed are the peacemakers." Not peace lovers or peace admirers, but the peacemakers. Those who step into the tension and who bring the presence of Christ into real places of conflict. Those of us who have peace with God, we get peace from God, and we are able to show off that peace to all those that we come in contact with. You have become part of heaven's ongoing invasion into this broken world. You have become agents of transformation for what is true, good, and beautiful. As we often put it at Stand to Reason, you are an ambassador for Christ. You just are. We have the opportunity to be intentional to become a good ambassador for Christ. And of course, that's why you're studying and using STR material to equip you to do exactly that. But if we're thinking about Christmas, I mean, let's be honest. Christmas doesn't necessarily magically make our relationships peaceful. When we're talking about being peacemakers, I think we need to realize that making peace starts in our own homes. Right? And it doesn't mean just to throw away all the conflict and just pretend everything is peaceful and put on a good front as our family visits. It means really stepping into the tension. Now, that doesn't mean you need to bring up every little conflict at your Christmas meal, but you don't want to just whitewash everything and pretend like things aren't there either. Maybe this starts before Christmas and around the year, not just at Christmas. But what does it look like to be a peacemaker at home? Well, it probably starts with forgiveness. It might look like asking for forgiveness. It might look like choosing not to retaliate. It might look like letting an old wound fall to the wayside. It might just look like speaking gently instead of harshly, even when the other person expects a harsh response. What are the ways that you can intentionally show off the peace that you have in your soul? Now, that's easy to say and really, really hard to do, but this is why we're having this talk right now. We must be reminded of the peace that we have with God. We got to be reminded of the gospel so that we can intentionally live our lives as if we believe that gospel is true at every single moment. Peacemaking is rarely easy, but it is always Christ-like. And it's always worth it. Obviously, this doesn't mean you just ignore, right? We've talked about this. You don't abandon truth, right, to make somebody feel happy. That's not what we're talking about. But as we think about Christmas, we think about peacemaking. I'm wondering if there is a way that we can capitalize on the cultural traditions of Christmas, the celebration, and that becomes a tool by which we are promoting peace. because celebration pushes back darkness. Celebration, I'm convinced, is a form of spiritual warfare. It's declaring with your joy, your generosity, your gratitude that Christ has come and darkness does not win. And that kind of celebration, I'll tell you, it's contagious. So I want to admonish you to not be a Grinch this Christmas season, though it is easy to do so, and I have this temptation. We all know that Christmas in our culture has become commercialized, consumeristic, sales and ads and buy this and do that. And you got to keep up with so-and-so and all the latest technology. And it's just stuff and stuff and stuff. And this isn't even about Jesus anymore. And it's very easy for Christians to swing to the other extreme and just reject it altogether, to become too cynical, maybe a little cold, Grinch-like. Christmas, it's become so worldly. People are just materialistic. Are we just going to promote that? Santa Claus? That's a false gospel if I've ever heard one. This holiday is ruined. I've had some of those exact thoughts, and those words have even come out of my mouth, some of them. All right, but be careful, because that kind of cynicism can rob you of the very joy the incarnation was meant to produce. Here's the truth. Just because the culture has twisted Christmas doesn't mean that Christians should abandon the celebration. If anything, we should reclaim it. We don't fight consumerism by becoming joyless. We fight it by making Christmas about what it really is. The explosive, good news that God Himself entered into the world to save sinners. Guys, that is worth throwing a party for. That's worth going overboard with gratitude. That's worth feasting. It's worth singing. It's worth giving. It's worth rejoicing. Don't become the Grinch is what I'm saying. Let the world see the difference between worldly excess, between worldly excess and Christian exuberance. Doug Wilson, in his book, it's called God Rest Ye Merry, Why Christmas is the Foundation for Everything. He talks about this very idea, this celebrating, and he says, use the stuff, the Christmas stuff, to celebrate. He says that you don't prepare for a real celebration of the incarnation through 30 days of Advent Gnosticism. That is, just celebrating in your head. He goes on to say this. Some may be disturbed by this. It seems a little out of control, as though I'm urging you to go overboard. But of course, I am urging you to go overboard. Think about it. When this world was in sin and pining, did God give us a teaspoon of grace to make our dungeon a tad more pleasant? No, He went overboard. I think maybe we should go overboard. We should probably throw the best Christmas parties of anybody on our block. So how will you leverage all the stuff, all the Christmas stuff, to make the most of Christ this year? You need to think about that with your family traditions, with the cards that you send, with the way that you celebrate, with the gifts that you give. How might your life say during this particular time, where people are receptive to this kind of thing, heaven has invaded earth and it's still happening? How might people see that through you? Look, Christmas is not nostalgia. It's not a warm, soft memory. It celebrates the moment God stormed the beaches of a broken world to save, to restore, and to bring peace. And now He does that through you. So, live that story. Be a peacemaker. Choose reconciliation. Celebrate boldly. Reject the Grinchy impulses that you have. Let it be your joy to declare that the Lord has come. Guys, thank you for joining me in this series. Happy Christmas to you. Celebrate, party like no other, and let that partying be Christ-like and contagious.